Let's paint a cozy, heartwarming shape for a Christmas card using a fun and easy watercolor technique. First, simply draw a circle and two ovals on a piece of scrap watercolor paper as shown in the video. Now cut along the pencil mark, making sure to cut only in the direction of the pencil line. Start at one point and finish at the same point, ensuring the shape remains a complete circle. This will give you a circular stencil for your painting. Similarly for the ovals, cut along the pencil marks as shown in the video. When making the stencil, we made a single cut along the pencil mark, starting and finishing at the same point, which created a small gap. To keep the stencil stable and prevent it from moving, you need to secure this cut with masking tape. Our stencil is ready, so let's place it on the watercolor paper where we will make our Christmas cards with three sheeps. Next, prepare Payne's Grey on your palette. Mix enough water until the paint has a medium value, which is in tea consistency. Next, take a dry piece of sponge and dip it lightly into the paint. I am testing this sponge technique on a scrap piece of watercolor paper, but it created blotchy marks, which wasn't the effect I wanted. I'm aiming for soft, gentle marks for the shape of the body. So I dabbed the sponge on a piece of cloth to remove any excess pigment. In this way, we can create a smooth and soft body of the sheeps. Each time you dip your sponge in the pigment, check to see if it has too much pigment on it. If it does, dab it on a cloth, then check again to make sure there is just the right amount of pigment. Once you are confident, go ahead and apply it to the watercolor paper. This will help you to avoid any blotchy marks. Now let's move on to drawing the head of the sheep in a simple, easy way. Start by sketching the outline of the head just like you see in the video. Then use a dark value of Payne's Grey to fill in the shape of the head. After that, add the ears on either side of the head. The main focus here is on the shape and form of the sheep, but not on the details. In this way, we can keep the process easy and expressive, making it perfect for watercolor beginners. You can repeat this technique by drawing the heads in different positions to create a variety of sheep with different looks. Let's add legs to our shape. Start by wetting a small area on the belly of the shape. When you add the pigment for the legs, it will softly blend into this wet area, creating a natural connection between the body and the legs. For the first shape, we will paint only the two front legs, as the hind legs are behind and not visible. For the second shape, we will paint all four legs, both front and hind legs. And for the third shape, we will paint only the front legs, leaving the hind legs out of view. Once everything is completely dry, we will move on to use the sponge technique. We are going to add shadow underneath the shape using the sponge technique. Be careful in this step to avoid any blotchy marks. Remember the step we discussed earlier, that you have to check your sponge if there is too much pigment. If there is too much pigment, then dab it on a piece of cloth and then go over on your watercolor paper. This will give a gentle mark for the shadow underneath the shape. We reached the end of this painting process. Hope you enjoyed creating a beautiful Christmas card. See you in another video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.